But moving on to our last topic of the day. So, this is the Dirty South podcast. NFC. Who is the sleeper team in the NFC? And I'm going to take the cake and I'm going to go first here. Now,
Yes,
I
sir.
have been very critical of this quarterback and what he can or cannot do. But I do think with how things are setting up, the New York Giants could be a scary sleeper team to think about when you look at it. I do not believe in anything the Dallas Cowboys are doing. I just saw a video of Trayvon Diggs calling Dak some crazy words out of his name. I don't believe. I don't know. I don't know if I could see that with my eyes and be like, I believe in them as a unit, because I do not. I don't. And I don't think Dak Prescott is that good. So I think when we come to, what are they in the NFC East? I think it'll be the Giants and the Eagles fighting for that position, believe it or not. And I think the fact that they were able to keep Saquon Barkley, as bad as that deal was, and he took it, that's a major for them. You got Darren Waller, you got Kayvon Thibodeau on the other side, who I believe will take another step. This team is geared to do work in their division and in the NFC, because there's no really alpha dogs in the NFC. There's no really guys other than the Eagles that are just overwhelming. Oh my gosh, you can't beat them. And so the only other team I can think about that's kind of on the uprise that people are talking about are the Detroit Lions. Other than them, I think it's open season, and I like the New York Giants. I forgot about them too. But let me put some respect on it. I literally did forget about the 49ers. That's me. But especially in their division, I think the Giants are the sleeper team. But I forgot about the Giants. They will be pretty. I mean, the Niners, they will be pretty good during the season too.
You surprised me, because I remember back in the day, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins, you were giving me shit for saying Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins. But look how
we still got questions about him, but we just
playoff win. Danny Dimes, baby, Danny Dimes. But anyways, NFC. I mean, it's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. Definitely what Brian Daboll has been doing in New York has definitely been refreshing for the New York Giants. And Daniel Jones slowly has been getting some respect on his name. But my sleeper team, they kind of broke out last year. No one expected them to do anything, but they snuck into that 7th spot. So it's all going to come down to the quarterback. But I do think Seattle is brewing something that the league is not talking about. And you got the NFC West, which, me personally, I think the Rams are kind of hitting that point where they already got their ring and they're kind of feeling the aftermath of going all in for that ring with using all their draft capital and all that stuff. And then you got the Cardinals, who are flat out just tanking for just probably another quarterback next year, honestly. And then the only other team is the 49ers, but Seattle, I don't know what it is. It's going to really just come down to Geno Smith, but they drafted JSN to add with Tyler Lockett, who is routinely a top 5 most underrated receiver in the league. And then
Tyler Lockett is the best receiver on that team. Easily the best receiver on that team.
See, that's not a bad take. That's not a bad take.
The best receiver on that team.
I won't even disagree with you right there. And then you got DK, of course. And then you got Walker with Zach Charbonnet, which I think he's going to have a phenomenal year next year. And then you bring back a veteran and Bobby Wagner to be back on that defense. And then you got Tariq Woolen, who didn't he make the Pro Bowl last year? Yeah, I think he did, but he definitely solidified himself as number 1 cornerback on the team. And they used to have that boy Jamal Adams. The only question mark is going to be their defensive line. But I do think that Pete Carroll.
You don't think Jamal Adams is a little overrated in your opinion?
He is.
He hits hard, but he's not the best in coverage, personally, from what I've seen.
He's like a linebacker, essentially.
He is. Yeah, he is.
But Quandre Diggs is also a very disrespected safety in the league that no one ever really talks about. And I do think that if there is a team that people are kind of not really talking about, it is definitely them. And I think it's probably Geno Smith season is a fluke, and we probably just have to see it to believe it, which the throws that he were making in that one game against your Saints were actually insane. They were actually crazy. So I'm kind of rooting for Geno Smith. It's a nice little story, but I just didn't want to go with the Falcons. Like I would have said the
Yeah,
Falcons,
because
but
you were a homer last episode. Honestly, I like what the Falcons are doing over there too. I mean, I don't hate what I've been seeing, especially out of training camp from Atlanta. So Atlanta, like I said, you said it's predicated on the quarterback. To me, that's Atlanta's main focus too. Do y'all have a quarterback or not? And
right.
that is gonna really dictate how good the Falcons are, in my opinion. I know everyone's talking about the running backs, and y'all do have a stable back there, but will y'all be able to throw the ball when it matters? Because this is a pass first league. As much as we want to run the ball, I mean, you're going to have to pass the ball to win the game. But